Morning, everybody. How is everyone doing? It is 9:30 here in the UK. How is everybody today? We'll be doing our normal A2 words through to C2 words. And the theme today is the law. The law. I hope that no one here has been in court or has been in trouble with the law. How is everybody doing? It's 9:30. Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. So if it helps to listen to a native speaker from England, just give my channel a follow. Welcome, everybody. Just waiting for more of you to come in. What we'll do today is we will go through A2 words through to C2 words, and the theme today is the law. The law. Hello, welcome. Um, more people are coming in. How are you doing, Mr. CZU? How is everybody? Let me know. How are you doing? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. We've got a little way to go to the weekend yet. And if you're new to this, all that we do is we go through A2 words through to C2 words. We define them, make them our own, and then we put them into sentences. Yeah, very good, thank you. Very, very good. The weather here in England is overcast, which means it's quite cloudy today, okay? Yes, you got me at the beginning, Ali. Yeah, well done, matey. Yeah, well done. Thanks for the repost as well. Yeah, good, good. I'm glad. So today's theme is the law. So we're going to go through A2 words through to C2 words, all about the law. Welcome, everybody. More people are funneling in. Welcome. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. So if it helps to listen to a native speaker, just give my channel a follow. In the Netherlands, oh, it's very warm. Yeah. In England, we get a lot of our flowers from the Netherlands, from Holland. So we thank you for that. Lovely flowers. How is everybody doing today? Let me know, and in a minute I will ask where everybody's from so I can greet you in my native tongue, which is English. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Again, finally, we're going to go through A2 words through to C2 words, and the theme is the law. Okay, the law. Why law, man? That's scary. May God get it far us. Yeah, good. Well, no, we're okay. We're all good citizens here. All right. So why not? Just in the comment section, can you all just let me know which country that you're from so I can welcome you? I'm from England. I'm an English teacher, and I teach English as an additional language on this live and on my channel. Okay, so Egypt, welcome, super. I want to see the pyramids. Albania, awesome, welcome. Where's everybody from this morning? Where are you all from? Hello, how are you? Is that Romania? Beautiful. Malaysia, Senegal, London, awesome. Dubai, brilliant. Is that Germany? Yeah, superb. Poland, excellent. This is great stream. Thank you, Venezuela, Indonesia, superb. Hello, Alex, you're right, that's very kind. Kazakhstan, welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm a native speaker from England, and we go through A2 words through to C2 words. The theme today is the law. Don't be nervous about the law. Welcome, Sweden. Awesome. Welcome, Elena. How are you? How is everybody doing? Just let me know where you're from, and I shall begin with our first A2 word. Where is everybody from so I can welcome you? Not sure what you mean there. I hope no one has to bite the dust. Welcome, loads of you are flooding in. Poland, awesome. Beautiful country. Spain, lovely. Saudi Arabia, awesome. Welcome, guys. Okay, I think we're just about ready to start. Somalia, superb, excellent. Indonesia. Hello, Latvia. I still haven't been to Riga. I must go to Riga. Okay, so it starts off easy and then it gets harder. So I will start off with the A2 word, judge. Yeah? The judge listened carefully. So what is a judge, or what does a judge do? Write it in the comments section. Also, if you have a pen and paper, that will be useful for later when we get to C2 words. Yes, superb. What does it mean? What's a judge? Thanks for spelling it. What is a judge, or to judge something? What's a judge? So if you're new to this, all you do is write in the comment section what your definition is. Justice, superb, Paro. What's a judge? What is a judge? And I'll just make sure that my internet is good. Justice, superb. Yeah. Any others, guys? What is a judge? So if you're in the background, be brave. what we do here is we define A2 words all the way to C2 words. To criticize. Judge is the guy that gives the punishment to the criminal. Super. Why are you judging me? Excellent. Someone who decides the court's final decision. Superb. Works in a court. Excellent. Well done. What's a judge, guys? What's a judge? Hello, sunshine. Judge is someone who makes the law, applies the law. Yeah, superb. What is a judge? Nice and easy. I don't spend ages on A2 words. We soon move up. Okay. Well done, guys. So a judge works in a court, and a judge decides the court case. Okay. So the judge is in charge of the court. Yeah, that's what a judge is. Does that make sense, guys? A judge is a person that has a diploma and he makes the decisions based on the facts and the situation. Spot on. Well done. Excellent. If you're happy with that, say yes. If you're not, say no. A judge is someone who decides the court case. A judge. And then we'll move on. Yes, if it makes sense. No, if it doesn't. If you're in the background and wondering what's going on, welcome. We define A2 words through to C2 words. And my channel is all about learning English as an additional language. Okay, yes. We'll move on to our second A2 word. It starts with an A and ends in a T. What is an arrest? An arrest. The police arrested the suspect. What does that mean? Hello, welcome. We're just deciding what arrest means. So write it in the comments section. Thanks for spelling it. Yeah, that's perfect. What is to arrest somebody? What does that mean? The theme today is the law. Welcome everybody in the background. My channel is all about learning English as an additional language. Got him in custody. Arrest is having captured the criminal. Superb. What is to arrest? What is to arrest? Just write it in the comment section, guys. You can also put it into a sentence if you feel confident. Welcome everybody. Follow my channel if you want to learn English as an additional language. To detain, superb, great synonym. What is to arrest? To apprehend someone, excellent, Ayub, superb. When you sleep, not sure about that. They arrested my friend last week. What does that mean? The verb meaning taking someone's freedom. Interesting, good. When you're arrested, what does that mean? What does that mean? The police arrested the subject. So what might that mean, guys? You can always just put it into a sentence if you feel that you know what an arrest is. You can have in America what's called an arrest warrant. Chase the criminal until you get him caught. Yeah, superb. An arrest. An arrest. Okay. Oh, I see. Good joke. I like it. I got it now. What is an arrest? An arrest. Civil liberties taken. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Excellent. What is an arrest? So my channel is all about learning English as an additional language. Putting handcuffs onto a person who is guilty. Yep. Excellent. What does arrest mean? You've got there. All right. So an arrest is when someone is caught by the police and they're taken into custody, okay? And then that will normally await a court case, yeah? So an arrest is when a police officer takes you into custody, yeah? So, yeah, when someone breaks the law, the police person arrests them. Does that make sense, guys? If that makes sense, say yes. If it doesn't, say no, okay? Yeah, they may interview them as well. Superb. An arrest. In America, you have an arrest warrant, which is a piece of paper that tells you why you're being arrested. Okay, does that make sense? The police officer arrested the thief for stealing. Superb. If it makes sense, say yes. If it doesn't, say no. There's over 300 of you, which is awesome. Welcome, welcome. My channel is all about learning English as an additional language. I'm a native speaker from England, and we are now on to our third A2 level word, okay? Incarcerated, yeah, means to be put in prison. Excellent. Oh dear, I'm afraid another one bites the dust. Okie dokie. Okay, we are on to, it is legal to vote at 18. It is legal to vote at 18. But what does legal mean? What does legal mean? Legal. If something is legal, the adjective legal, what does it mean, guys? Legal, thanks for spelling it. What does it mean, legal? Starts off easy, guys, at A2 words, and it gets harder. Thank you, guys, for the follows. That's awesome. What does legal mean? Yeah, that works, Ezra. Esra. What does it mean? Thanks for the share. That's very kind. If you're enjoying this, there might be people in your country that would like to join it as well. Allowed by the law. It's legitimate. Hello. What does it mean? Accepted policy. Superb. You have the right to do something. Excellent. Legal is the law the government allows us to do. Yeah, related to the law, certainly. Yeah, brilliant. Excellent, guys. Excellent, excellent. If something, if it's legal, okay, it is allowed by the law. Yeah, so you have a law, and if it's legal, then it's allowed by the law. It is legal to drink Coca-Cola. Okay, that's an example, not a great example, but the law allows it. Legal means the way the government wants and against the people. Legal is just the law. Yeah, it's what you're allowed to do, like being recognized by the law. Thank you, that's very kind. Permitted, yeah, excellent. Great synonym, Farid. It's legal and free. Superb, excellent. In some countries, alcohol is illegal, yeah, and sometimes it's illegal. It's legal in some. Does that make sense? Are we all good? The right of law, superb. Are we all good with legal? Because that will finish off our third A2 word, legal. It's allowed by the law. Say yes if you're happy, no if you're not. Good morning, welcome everybody. And if you're wondering what we're doing in the background, welcome. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. And we've just done our final A2 word, which is legal. Okay. If you've got a specific question, then just message me, okay? Because it kind of breaks up the flow. If I read it quick enough and it's about the subject, I'll be all right. Hello, welcome, Tea Coffee, great name. Okay, so we're on to B1. If you're ready for B1, type in B1 and we shall begin, okay? We've got some really good ones later for C2, by the way, so it's worth staying. Malaysia, welcome. All right, B1, B1, B1. B1. Okay. It starts with an E and ends in an E, but what is evidence? What is evidence? What is evidence? Sammy just messaged me. What is evidence? Okay, the evidence was convincing. So what is it? We've got prove, evidence, proof. It's proof, evidence. You're right, Scar. Fact about something. Yeah, proof. Superb. Yeah, you guys know. Evidence, proof. Great synonym. Yeah, excellent. The evidence was convincing. A thing that is proved. Yeah, proof. To prove something. Well done, guys. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah, superb. So you're absolutely right. So evidence is information proving something. Yeah, thanks for the shares, guys. If you enjoy this, share the live so more people can join us. Okay, it's to prove something. Tangible results would be proof. Yeah, absolutely. Drinking Coke is evidence that you are thirsty. Yeah, superb, superb. What is superb? It means very good, very good. Okay, I would say that evidence is tangible, not intangible. Okay, because if something is proof as evidence, it must be clear and make sense. Yeah, so it'd be tangible. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Thank you very much. Don't let it cost you much money. Thank you. Evidence, information proving something. Okay, so for example, if someone said, I did not steal the apple from the shop, and then someone had evidence of they filmed them on the phone. Yeah, they filmed. Don't ever apologize. Don't worry. Film them on the phone. That was handed to the police. That would be evidence. That would be proof that they did steal the apple. Does that make sense, guys? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. Just let me know. Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. And then we can move on to our second B1 word. Okay, so it starts with a W and ends in an S. What is a witness? What is a witness? The witness gave a statement. But what does witness mean? And anyone that's in the background, what we're doing here, we are defining English words, putting them in a sentence and making them our own. Okay, a witness. Today the theme is law. Witness, third party, very good. Witness, yeah. What is a witness? Have any of you witnessed a crime before? Excellent. Witness, superb. Thanks for the repost, Faith. That's kind. A person, yeah. A witness kind of, yeah, does have to be a person. A witness, the guy that saw the crime, someone who watches something happen. Good morning, España. I hope you're doing well. A second opinion, someone who sees or knows something about the criminal. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Yeah, superb. I saw a crime, but I'm not a snitch. Interesting. But what is a witness? So you were saying you were a witness, but you're not a snitch. Someone that has seen or has legitimate information about a crime. Superb. Yeah. The scene, but is the scene a witness? That's the question. Hello, Faith. Welcome. So we're on the B1 word witness. An observer. Superb. Excellent. Well done, guys. You've got there. You've definitely got there. A witness, okay? So a witness, just as Phil has said, is an observer. Now, it is someone that has witnessed, has seen the crime. To witness is someone who was there during the offence. Absolutely right. So I'll go back to that example of someone stealing an apple. If I saw with my own eyes someone take the apple and run away, then I would be a witness to their crime. Yeah? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. And if you're in the background thinking, what's going on here? I'm a native speaker from England, and we go through A2 words through to C2 words. We define them, have a bit of fun with them, and learn from them. Okay, yes, yes, yes. You're all saying yes. Superb. Hello, Finn. Welcome. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we're good then. We're good. The final B1 word. Okay, it starts with an A and ends in an E. What is to accuse? Accuse. What does that mean? They accused him of stealing. They accused him of theft. Thanks for the follows, guys. What does that mean? To accuse somebody. What does it mean? Accuse. Thanks for spelling it. It means to blame someone. Accuse. Accuse. What does it mean? Lovely word. What does it mean? Accuse. They accused him of theft. But what are they saying? What does that mean? To accuse somebody of something. What might that mean? Can you put it into a sentence if you know? To point the finger at someone about an act. Yeah, superb. Accused, blamed. Excellent. Impeach. Oh, interesting. Accused. Good. What does it mean? They accused him of theft. They accused him of theft. What are they saying? Claim that someone committed an offence. Well done. To charge someone with an offence. Well, in a sense, yeah. Accuse, blame. Hello, welcome. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. Welcome, guys. So they accused him of theft. We've got blame, so we've got synonyms coming out here. Well done. And synonyms are just similar words, okay, with the same meaning. To charge, excellent. Well done. Superb. You've done really well there, guys. So accuse. So indict. Oh, excellent. Yeah. To charge someone. Brilliant. Accusations. Excellent, Phil. Yeah, love it. Well done. Well done. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So say that you're saying that someone did something wrong. Okay. You're new here. Welcome. If you're new here, we learn English words, we define them, make them our own, and it starts off easy and then gets harder. Okay. Accuse, to point the finger at someone at an act. Yeah. So to say someone did something wrong is to accuse them. Okay. So if I saw somebody steal the apple, yeah, take the apple, I'm accusing them. I'm saying they stole the apple. So I'm accusing them of theft. Does that make sense, guys? Accuse, to accuse, because that will bring B1 to a close. If you enjoy this live, make sure you share it so more people can join us. Also, if you haven't followed me already, just follow my channel. You'll learn lots of English language. Okay, is everyone good with that? Hello, Hajir, how are you? That was accuse. So if you're ready now, just type in B2 and we will start B2. We've gone quite quickly through this. The theme today is the law. Excellent. You're from Malaysia but can't join. Okay, just follow my channel. B2. Are you ready? Type in B2 and I shall begin. It's a B2 level word. Nice word, this one. Begins with a V this time. Okay, so it starts with a V and ends in a T. The jury reached a verdict. But what is a verdict? What's a verdict, guys? What's a verdict? The jury reached the verdict. But what is a verdict? This is our first B2 level word, okay? The final decision, superb. What does that mean, a verdict? Conclusion, final decision, decision. The findings of the jury, excellent. A solution, decision, conclusion, superb synonyms, guys, excellent. We are on verdict. The word is verdict. The finding of the jury, sentence, superb. There could be a sentence involved in the verdict. Yeah, excellent, guys, well done. Agreed to the decision. There's a decision being made. Excellent. You guys are doing really well today. Findings, superb. Well done. If you haven't followed my channel already, just give me a follow. So yeah, you've done well. Can you put it into a sentence then? The jury reached a decision. Can you put verdict into a sentence? Verdict. The jury reached a verdict. Can you put that into a sentence, do you think? The jury reached a verdict. And remember, keep your pen and paper ready because we're coming to see 2 words later and there's some really tricky ones. Okay, can anyone put that into a sentence? Don't worry if you can't, don't worry, okay? And welcome for those in the background. If you like learning English, give my channel a follow. Thank you, Reza. Thank you, just don't let it cost you much money. Okay, I think we're all good with that. Verdict. So a verdict is the court's final decision, okay? The jury reached the verdict. Superb, thank you. Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much. Is it Tuan? Thank you. Does that make sense? The verdict is still out. Yeah, fantastic. So it's when the court makes the decision. Yeah, the verdict. The judgment's decision. Superb. Does that make sense, guys? I think you all got there. If it does, say yes. If it doesn't, say no. Okay? Let me know. That was verdict. And then we'll move on to our second B2 word. Does that make sense, guys? Thanks for the repost. That's really kind. So more people might be able to join us. The jury gave a verdict about the accusations. Superb. Oh, okay. You've just joined and not sure what verdict is. Okay. Another one bites the dust. So a verdict is when a court reaches a decision. Yeah, it's the decision made in court. Yeah, does that make sense? I hope so now. All right. Another one bit the dust there. You know what that means. The next word, it's a B2 level word, okay? It starts with a P and ends in an E. What is to prosecute? Prosecute. But what does that mean? What does that mean? The state prosecuted the case. But what is to prosecute someone? What is to prosecute someone? Prosecute. Prosecute. There's just an E on the end there, Scar. Okay, to prosecute, to give judgment. Interesting. To prosecute, what does it mean? Apply the law. Interesting. To sue. Yeah, absolutely. It's hard to explain. I know it is. That's the beauty of these English sessions. It is hard to actually explain it. So what is to, it's easier to find synonyms. So prosecute, we've got sue, yeah? So as being, that is a good synonym, but can you put prosecute into a sentence? To find someone guilty, is that sounds like a judgment, but what is to prosecute, yeah? Thank you very much, Tuan, that's nice. The state prosecuted the case. I am going to prosecute you. What am I saying? If I'm going to prosecute someone, what does it mean? What does that mean, guys, to prosecute? Is to prosecute the final decision? I think that's more of a judgment. To hold someone accountable. Interesting. Yes, I would agree with that. To sue someone, spot on, yeah. You're taking me to court. Yeah, very good. If I was to prosecute you, perfect. To bring to trial for prosecution. Fantastic. Fantastic. Is that a Welsh flag? I love Wales. It's a beautiful country. Take legal action towards someone. Accusation. Superb. Yeah, excellent. We're getting there now. I may prosecute you. Yeah. That's okay. If you don't understand, that's what I'm here for. All right. Don't worry. I will explain. So to prosecute, and if you haven't followed me already, make sure you follow my channel so you learn lots of insightful English. Okay. To prosecute is to officially charge somebody. Yeah. To prosecute is to officially sue somebody. Yeah? Trial. Okay? That's how you pronounce it. Trial. Does that make sense? So to prosecute is when you charge someone. Okay? So that means you're taking them to court. They are being prosecuted. Yeah? Oh, press charges. Yeah, superb, Sunshine. Thank you. Does that make sense, guys? To prosecute someone. Yeah, to prosecute. Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. Welcome, everybody in the background. My channel is all about learning English as an additional language. We have just done the B2 word, prosecute. Does that make sense, everybody? Taking someone to court. So not the judgment yet, just taking them to court is to prosecute. Yeah? Excellent. Okay, then. You're doing really, really well, guys. We are now on to our third and final B2 word. P, B. P and B. A lawsuit will come. Yeah, absolutely right. Superb. So, it starts with a U and ends in an L. What is unlawful? Unlawful. What is that? The action was unlawful. What does that mean? What does that mean? Please don't come at me with side accusations before hearing my side. That sounds, oh, okay, you must have read about accuse. Yeah, brilliant. We're now on unlawful, okay? Much easier. The action was unlawful, against the law. Doesn't mean society's standard, meet society's standard, against the law. Superb, guys. What does that mean? Against the law. Excellent. Not acceptable policy. Superb. Yeah, what does that mean? Unlawful. Unlawful, against the law. You guys are good. See, this is a B2 level word, but sometimes you can get B1 words that are harder. Forbidden, yeah, breaks the rules. Unlawful, superb, it's an adjective. Excellent, guys. Illegal, well done, well done. So if something is, yes, if something is unlawful, it's criminal or not allowed by the law, yeah? It's not allowed by the law, if that makes sense. It's not allowed by the law. Sorry, I'm just putting my do not disturb on. Does that make sense, guys? So if the action was unlawful, so that person before that took the apple, they stole the apple, that is against the law because it is against the law to steal. So it would be unlawful and you can be prosecuted for it. Unlawful restrictions on people's legitimate rights and freedoms are inadmissible and punishable. Superb. Fantastic. Show off. Well done. Can you pronounce apple? Yes, apple. There you go. Superb. Well done, guys. Does that make sense if something is unlawful? Say yes if it is, no if it isn't. Yes if it is, no if it isn't. Does that make sense, guys? And then, oh gosh, we're then ready for like C1 time. So we've rattled through this today. Well done. Okay, and before we do, can we say out of order? We can say someone is acting out of order, yes, if they're being unkind or not polite, but it's not legal, it's got nothing to do with the law, okay? Right, welcome. There's loads of you in the background. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. So if you enjoy these lives, just follow, and you'll always see when these lives are coming up. Okay, it's that time. We're over halfway, but I just want to welcome everybody and just type in the comment section. Where's everybody from? Where's everybody from? Just so I can say welcome. I'm from England. I'm a native speaker and my channel is all about learning English as an additional language. Where's everybody from? Beautiful Egypt. I would love to see the pyramids. Algeria, Egypt, superb. All the Ivory Coast, welcome. Superb. Lithuania, beautiful. Hungary, excellent. I love Budapest, it's amazing. Malaysia, Canada, awesome. I've got family there. Toronto, Montreal. From the Congo, superb. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. Algeria, beautiful. Tahiti, goodness me, that's the first. Welcome. Armenia, living in Germany. Vulcan, okay, welcome Trekkie. Egypt, yeah, excellent. Tenerife, beautiful. Canary Islands. I bet you get a lot of English that come to visit in Tenerife. Pronounce experience. Experience. There we go. Russia, welcome. Okay, welcome everybody. Again, my channel's all about learning English as an additional language. Indonesia, superb, from Congo. So we're on to C1 now. So things get a little bit more tricky. It starts with an L and ends in an N. What is legislation? Legislation. Romania is beautiful as well. I've been to Timișoara. What is legislation? New legislation was brought in. So what is legislation? Thanks for spelling it, guys. What is legislation? What is it? Posh word, but what does it mean? Legislation. We've got law. Good morning, Natty. What is legislation? A new rule. The law. Superb, Jesse. Lawmaking. Excellent. New laws. A law. Excellent, Sassy. Yeah. Lawmaking. Law, I think. Yeah, very good. Excellent. You haven't made it too complicated. Well done. Branch of applying the rules. Superb. Editing a law. A new law. Legislation. New legislation was introduced. What am I saying? What am I saying? Thank you very much, Jesse. That's kind. Just don't let it cost you much money, please, because I'm good. Starting a law. Yeah, if it's a new legislation period. Yeah, it could be. Well done, guys. You've got this. And this is C1. So a lot of you are way more advanced than you think. To legalize. If depending on the law itself. Yeah. Or the previous law. Okay, excellent. So legislation, it's just a posh word, right, of saying law, yeah? So, for example, new legislation would just mean a new law, yeah? Nice, long, posh word. So if you're ever going to say law in England, just say legislation, okay? And that will up-level your vocabulary straight away. Just swap it out, okay? So legislation is a law or set of laws. Yeah, thanks for the follows, guys. And if you're in the background and you're enjoying these and learning something, just give my channel a follow and you'll learn lots of insightful English. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Legislation. Make sure you got a pen and paper ready for C2 though. Does that make sense? Yes if it does, no if it doesn't. What does that mean? Legislation. Are we good? We're all good. Yes, you're saying. Thumbs up, you're saying. Yes, sir. Awesome. My pleasure. Okay, good. We'll move on then. We'll move on to our second C1 level word. Excuse me. That pop went down the wrong, excuse me, the wrong pathway. Okay. Testify. She testified under oath. But what is to testify? What is to testify? What does it mean? Excuse me. What is testify? What does that mean? What does that mean, to testify? She testified under oath, to witness, to bear witness, to testify. What does it mean? Tell the truth. Excellent. What does it mean, Natty, to testify? Thanks for spelling it. What does it mean? It's a C1 level word. Testify. She testified under oath to help prove something. Excellent. To swear, to witness. Excellent. To confess, to be a witness in the court, to provide the information they know. Oh, very good. I like that, Sunshine. To bear witness. Superb, Blaze. That's great. Yeah. To testify. She testified under oath. She swore to tell the truth. Excellent. Yeah, superb. To give evidence. Excellent, Amel. Yeah. You guys are doing really, really well. So well done. Give evidence. And by the way, if you're in the background and you're enjoying this live, just follow my channel. I do more throughout the day. Thanks for the share, Jesse. That's very kind, because there may be more people that want to learn and listen to a native speaker. Okay. The witness will testify during the trial to prove the defendant's innocence. Wonderful. Superb. Absolutely. Thanks for the shares, guys. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. You got there, guys. You really did. So to testify is to give evidence in court. Yeah. So if I go to court and I testify, I was a witness when that person took the apple. They stole the apple. I am the witness. I then go to court, yeah, to testify, to give evidence that they're guilty. So by testifying, I'm giving evidence to say they are guilty or innocent, yeah, depending on the case. To testify, yeah, to give evidence in court. Does that make sense, guys, to testify? Yes, if it does, no, if it doesn't. Lovely word. The theme today, if you're just joining us, is all about the law. So we've just done testify. I would be examinated as a witness. Yeah, excellent. We start at A2 level and we go up to C2. So we just keep progressing. Okay. Yes, if that makes sense. No, if it doesn't. And I'll move on to our third and final C1 word. Remember, have a pen and paper ready for C2. Okay. All right. It starts with an I and ends in an L. What is impartial? What is impartial? A judge must remain impartial. But what does that mean? Thank you, Anchor. What does that mean? Impartial. What does it mean? A judge must stay impartial. But what does that mean, guys? Write it in the comments section. What does it mean? There's over 100 of you in the background. Be brave. Have a go. Not supporting any side. Impartial. Fair. Unbiased. Great synonym. Objective, Anchor. Yes. Excellent. Well done. What does that mean, do you think? Not to take any of the sides. The middle stand. Correct decision. Is it a decision to be impartial? Open-minded. Neutral. Excellent. Well done, everybody. Superb. Equal. Inequality, interesting. Or would you say you have to make things equal if you're impartial? Treating all rivals, yeah, excellent. Yes, they do, by the way, randomly. Yes, City of London Police do. Okay, ignore that, sorry. Impartial. A judge must remain impartial, not to be biased. Impartial and objective information is crucial in the development of democratic societies. Yes, it is. Superb. What I find particularly lovely is you all saying hello to each other. We're kind of like a big family here. We're all friendly and we're all here to learn some English with a bit of fun. Okay, well done. Superb, everybody. You've got there. So impartial is to be fair and unbiased. Yeah. So you have to be fair to both sides of the case. That means to be impartial, without prejudice. Superb, superb. Yeah, absolutely. Without prejudice. Does that make sense, guys? You have to be fair. If you're impartial, you are completely fair on both sides. You listen to one side and listen to the other side without knowing anything. Yeah? Does that make sense? Impartial. Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. Does that make sense, guys? Thanks for the follows, guys. If you enjoy learning English and English words, just give my channel a follow. We start at A2 words and we finish with C2 words. Yes, it does. Superb. Excellent. Well done. Okay. Now, I hope you got your pen and paper ready because it gets serious, real serious. We're on to C2 level words. Morning, Jem. You're just in time for C2 level words. Okay. Thanks for the share, guys. More people may want to join us. If you're ready for C2 and you have a pen, then type in C2 for me. Okay. Hopefully that won't go down the wrong way this time. Okay, this, I would say 98% of English people won't know this word. So let's see if you're smarter than 99% of Brits. Okay. He studied jurisprudence. He studied jurisprudence. But what is jurisprudence? Jurisprudence. Jurisprudence. Thanks for spelling it, guys. What is jurisprudence? He wants to be a lawyer? I'd agree. Jurisprudence. What is that? He studied jurisprudence. Weirdly enough, it's much simpler than you think. All right. It's much simpler than you think. Maybe a jury. I get why you'd go with that because it's got jury in. Jurist sounds like jury. I think law. I think you've done well, sunshine. He studied jurisprudence, theory of law, laws, customs, laws. Yes, superb. Well done. Well done. Excellent. He studied jurisprudence. 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 Law school, yeah, superb. It's a French word, but with an English accent. I didn't know that. I did not know that. In ancient times, jurisprudence was based primarily on common customs and traditions. Yeah, I would agree. Might be something about the law. It absolutely is, Holger. Yeah, to study the law. Well done. Awesome. Well done. Excellent. There's loads of you in the background. If you like learning about words such as jurisprudence, then give my channel a follow and you'll learn lots of English language. We've got water, jurisprudence. The theme of today is the law, okay? In law school, jurisprudence is often one of the most anticipated courses. I bet it is. Okay, jurisprudence. Sounds really complicated, doesn't it? Yeah? It's just the study of law, yeah? So jurisprudence is the study of law. So if anyone is at university and studying jurisprudence, they are studying the law. But it's a very, very nice, posh, long word, okay? That will impress loads of people if you ever want to use it, yeah? If you want, try and put it into a sentence, yeah? Jurisprudence. Try and put it into a sentence. And I hope that you've written it down because it's easy to forget. Jurisprudence equals the law, studying the law, yeah? Jurisprudence. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? I use jurisprudence in civil law. Absolutely right. Good. So you'd know about the study of law in civil law. Superb. Yeah, studying the law. Thank you. Or you could always screenshot it, I suppose, on phones. Does that make sense, guys? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. My teacher recommended me to study jurisprudence. Yeah, excellent. Law and order. Good. Does that make sense? Jurisprudence. Excellent. Now, I hope you've got your pen and paper ready because here is another big one. And this is, I would say, the hardest that we've got today, okay? Because the one after this, the final one, I think you'll get quite easily. Okay. The company avoided litigious clients. Litigious clients. So the company avoided litigious clients. Yes, I am a teacher. Welcome. If you enjoy learning English, follow my channel. The company avoided litigious clients. Now, litigious, you spell it Litigious. Litigious. But what does it mean? The company avoided litigious clients. What does that mean? If you're a litigious client, if you're a litigious person, what does it mean? What does it mean? Irrelevant means it's not important, yeah? Litigious, what does it mean? The client is in trouble. Superb. Annoying. Excellent. They'd definitely be annoying if the client was litigious. 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 Problematic. It would be a problem. Yeah, definitely. Non-confident. Interesting. The company avoided litigious clients. Problematic. Yeah, absolutely. The client would be problematic. Yeah. Litigious clients. They could be notorious. Think it's from the Latin. Interesting. The client has a law problem. Yeah, absolutely. Litigious. Scandalous. They could be rather scandalous. Yeah, superb. The client has troubles in courts. Yeah, excellent. Well done. Long-lasting problems. A litigious approach to conflict resolution rarely results in long-term solutions. I would agree, and correct use of the word. We're using it in the law sense. Okay. A client not meeting the criteria. Yeah. Well, this session is we just define words, Truck. We just define words. Okay. And my channel is all about learning English as an additional language for adults, okay? So just give my channel a follow if you enjoy learning English. So, litigious. The company avoided litigious clients. Okay, so litigious. Many of you have got there, by the way, so well done. So if you're litigious, you're often in trouble with the law. You're often in court. Yeah. So sometimes in England and all countries, there are some individuals that are always, say, stealing or being nasty. But let's say you're a criminal and you often steal. you would be litigious. You're litigious because you're constantly in court. You're constantly involved in being sued. Yeah. We also have some politicians that are always being sued, but that means they are litigious. So if you're being sued quite a lot by different people, you are litigious. Does that make sense? That's the most difficult word today, I would say. And again, litigious, litigious. Yeah, it's an adjective describing how someone can be in and out of court. Yeah, c'est la vie, lovely, beautiful. Excellent. Yes. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Yeah, I do my best. I'm not perfect, but I do my best. Okay. And if you're in the background and you enjoy these lives, welcome. My channel is all about learning English as an additional language. We are all friends here as well. We're a lovely bunch. And habitual offenders. Superb. Look at that. Fantastic. We've just done the C2 word, litigious, and that's the hardest of this session. Okay. Thank you very much. Don't let it cost you much money. All right. We're on to our final C2 word. Makes me sad, but I'll be doing more lives later, so don't worry. Okay. It starts with an E and ends in an E. What is to exonerate? DNA evidence, exonerated him. What is to exonerate? Exonerate. Someone did this in court when they were exonerated. So what is exonerate? Yeah, that's the correct spelling, Scar. Thank you. Belong to, exonerate, to exile. Good goes, guys. Good goes. Don't worry. To exonerate. If someone is exonerated, they'll be like, yes, exonerated. What might it mean, do you think? If someone is exonerated, exonerate. They're found innocent. Ah, very good. Not guilty. Superb. Excellent. So if someone is exonerated, so DNA evidence exonerated him. So what is it saying? Free to go, not guilty. exonerate, to exonerate. Yeah. Hello, welcome. If you're just joining us, this always happens towards the end of the live sessions. My channel is all about learning English as an additional language. Okay, so just follow my channel. The government may offer special tax provisions or exonerate companies from paying taxes. Superb. Bringing evidence to prove his innocence. If you're exonerated, to exonerate. Yeah, good. You guys have got a good idea here. Well done. Not responsible for the crime. So DNA evidence exonerated him. Exonerate. What a lovely word. So to exonerate, yeah, the verb, meaning the doing word. Yeah. I do have a YouTube channel. I do put some of these on that. Yeah. It's just that there's very few people that go on there. So I don't upload every single one. If it's useful and you guys want to watch this back, then I can upload this one, okay, on my YouTube channel. If you'd like that, I can do. But what I do find is everyone says, yes, please, and then no one ends up watching it. But that's okay. Pleasure is mine. Welcome. Excellent, Phil. Proof of innocence. Right. He's hit the nail on the head there. So it's when you prove somebody is not guilty. Yeah? If you prove somebody, okay, Joe, all right, no problem. If you prove somebody's not guilty, they are exonerated. Yeah? They've been proved innocent. They have been exonerated. So to exonerate is to prove someone is innocent. Does that make sense? Exonerated them. Yeah, exonerate, or with an ed on the end being the past tense, to be proved innocent. Hello, Fatima. To exonerate is to prove somebody is not guilty. Yeah, which is why in court, if you're exonerated, you're like this. Yes, I'm innocent. I told you I'm innocent. Does that make sense, guys? Exonerated. Yeah, well done. Well done. Free from the blame. Superb. Yeah, excellent. If you've enjoyed this live, that's great. Just give my channel a follow. Now, I will just finish because I've got a couple of minutes left. with some law metaphors and idioms. Yeah? Does that sound good? So a metaphor, just so you know, is when you're describing something using completely different language, using completely different words, okay? A metaphor. So for example, the teacher laid down the law, or the teacher laid down the law. What does that mean? The teacher's not setting a law. Yeah, a parable, superb, great synonym. Yeah, the teacher laid down the law. But what does that mean? What can you imagine it meaning? So the teacher laid down the law. It's not about the law. If I say the metaphor, the teacher laid down the law. What's the teacher doing? What's the teacher doing? The teacher laid down the law. What's the teacher doing? Yeah, laid down. Yeah, because it's past tense. Laid down the law. To let the other side see the other side. Set the rules. Excellent. The rules state clearly which nationalities. Oh goodness, no. I would say European, or I don't know the answer to that. Showing dominance. Excellent, Phil. Yeah, explained it clearly. Make the laws respected. Yeah, superb. If I said the teacher laid down the laws, what are they doing? To set something. Yeah, good. The teacher set down the laws. Set down the law menacingly. Yeah, what's the teacher doing? To lay down the law. What does it mean? It's a metaphor. Applied. Yeah, good. Any more? To lay down the law. To lay down the law. It's time for the boss to lay down the law about the workplace behaviour. Yeah, absolutely. If it's got too much, yeah, time to lay down the law. Superb. Excellent. Sticking to their rules. Excellent. Yeah. It's to tell people the rules, but firmly. Yeah. So telling the pupils they must obey the rules. Yeah. So you've got to be firm. I get this question all the time. I'm really fortunate at the moment because I'm on my holidays. I'm doing roughly 3 a day. So I sort of do one at this time, one about midday, one-ish, 12 o'clock, and then one later about 7, 8 o'clock. Okay. Thanks for the follows, guys. Does that make sense? The teacher laid down the law. Does that make sense? And if you're new to this channel, we do these live sessions where we define English words, have fun with them, put them in a sentence and learn. Yeah, okay, great. All right then. I'll do one last one and then I've got to go. Okay, one last one. So, many of you would have heard this, okay? Don't judge a book by its cover. What am I saying? Don't judge a book by its cover. What does that mean? That's a really famous idiom in England. You mustn't judge a book by its cover. But what is that saying? What is that saying? You can't judge a book by its cover. Don't jump to a conclusion. Don't judge the book by its cover. Thanks for writing it for me. What does that mean? It's a very famous idiom in England. Don't judge anyone by their appearance. Excellent. Superb. Don't judge a book by its cover. What does that mean? Don't judge without knowing the person. Superb. Don't judge a book by its cover. What does that mean, guys? What does it mean? You can't judge without knowing the details. Superb. Don't judge until you know the facts. Thank you, Carmen, is that? Thank you. It might be useful. Don't judge. Excellent. Okay, another one bites the dust, I'm afraid. There we go. It's really easy. That's a good thing about TikTok. I'm very grateful for just how easy it is to sort of ban people because you do get some idiots. Okay. Don't judge a book by its cover. It basically means you must know the facts before you judge. Yeah. It's not, appearances can be deceiving. Yeah, certainly. It's not judging. Okay. Before you know more about them. Okay. Does that make sense? So for example, let's say there is a man standing outside my house and he looks a bit rough, a bit dodgy. He's got tattoos all down his face. Okay. I may look out my window and I may think, oh, That man's dangerous. He's up to no good. That would be me judging him without knowing him. He may then turn round, holding a beautiful little kitten that he's just saved. I judged him by his looks, and I was wrong to do that, because it turns out he's a really nice person. Does that make sense? Don't judge a book by its cover. Does that make sense? Yeah? Does that make sense? Yes, if it does. No, if it doesn't. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, guys, awesome. You have all been amazing, as you always are every single day. And I thank you for your patience and your perseverance. I can't think of another P. My channel's all about learning English as an additional language. So if you enjoy these lives, I create videos each day with different synonyms. I've also started doing a word of the day that I think is quite useful. So I hope that it all helps in your English learning journey. You've all been amazing. Thank you so much. Again, I'll be on later, maybe about 12:01, something like that. And then later this evening, okay? I won't be able to do it when I go back to work though. Then it won't be as often. Guys, have a lovely day. Look after yourselves, and I will see you all soon. Okay, take care, guys. See you later. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.